Happy and blessed Tuesday night, Team Relentless. Welcome to our weekly training sessions where we get to hear and learn from the best of the best. My name is Marrero. I am one of your executive elites. And I'm actually able to serve in this function. I get to host these trainings. I'm honored and blessed to be connected with all of you. And I really hope you have the mentality. The class will be in session for tonight. Get yourself a pen and a pad, something where you can write some notes down. I know what you're in store for tonight. But one tradition we have each week with these is to start off in the spirit of celebration. So we love to recognize those agents that are topping the charts. They have actually grown in not only introducing families and individuals to the solution that we offer, but we also highlight those agents that have grown our family. You're likely going to recognize the names. They may possibly have been the person that invited you. So starting off with our top 10 list, we're going to recognize highest enrollments of customers so far for this volume month, starting off by recognizing Vice President Bruno Floridor, Chad Sanchez, Brittany Holmes, Crystal Marrero, Anthony Winters, Stephanie Lopez, Kimberly Solomon, Demario Banner, Gulf Funfenich, and Aitha White. Hopefully I didn't kill those names too bad, but definitely celebrate them in the chat, light it up, give them a congrats, throw some confetti in there. Congratulations to each one of you for offering a family the solution of what we provide with our protection plan membership. Moving on to our second top 10 list, these are the agents that have actually grown our family by having the top number, the top 10, these are the top 10 individuals with the highest number of agent enrollments so far for this month. Our number one spot held by Boss Lady Erica Morales. Huge shout out to her. She actually was kicking butt at the mansion while we were just out this weekend. Regional Vice President Raisa Santiago, Zandra Valles, Dinette Irisari, Vice President Dr. Arnold Bogarty, Tina Levon Foster, Gabrielle Venegas, Lucinda Lopez, another Vice President, Jennifer Roman, and Rosario Salazar. So definitely celebrate them, congratulate them. That means they have already taking those steps to lead with enrollments of agents, growing our family, helping people create a legacy, right? That's what we're all here for. So again, with our team training tonight, how about this weekend, right? So huge shout out to everyone that made it out to our Super Saturday in Greenville, South Carolina. Go ahead and put some flames in the chat if you were there. And if you know that it was an amazing investment, not only of time, but also of the investment for expenses. And just to get there, there were a lot of people that drove, myself and many others flew as well. And really events cut down the learning curve. So there's always a return on those experiences. Think about how much you become the average of the people you keep around yourself. So I would want to be in $1 million rooms all day, every day. And that's what we got to do this weekend. And also a huge shout out to Vice President Dr. Arnold Bogarty for one of the locations that were secured in advance, allowing the team to experience it together, making sure that we were all taken care of. I mean, yes, we covered our way, but at the same time, he pretty much played the role of team dad this weekend, right? It was a little joke with regards to him driving a minivan, but still, priceless experiences, amazing growth. And to hear about those updates from the company, I know we teased a little at starting off. If you didn't hear, check out the back office. We have updates to our titles and rank and position. So give me a little bit while I get used to those things. But at the same time, look up for those information. Look up for that information. You would have gotten an email from corporate. Another thing that's super exciting as well is they have updated our presentation slides and also given us some guidance documents and points, right? So we are better equipped to presenting the modern slides so we can actually continue growing our business successfully and adapting to change of growth and just being updated and all those exciting and wonderful things. Now, if you didn't make it to South Carolina, go ahead and put a 5 in the chat. If you know that from what you saw and what was shared on the social media posts, the photos, the stories, and the lives, making sure that you will never, ever, ever miss an event again. Trust me, it's highly recommended, 5 stars. You want to make sure you plug in and get to learn from the best of the best. I see some 5s. That's what's up. Good deal. Now, we do have our very next online Super Saturday, June 2nd from corporate. All of these events that come from corporate are actually posted in our UWE back office. So check those out. Make sure you don't miss anything. Again, that'll be online. And we also have the next live major event from corporate that'll be in Miami this coming August. So you want to definitely plug in for that. Since you know the dates, you could already start looking for travel arrangements and, of course, getting with your upline and leader and mentor so that maybe you can have another experience similar to how we had in Greenville just this past weekend. Yes, Rosario, definitely a little mini convention. Huge shout out to Regional Vice President Raisa Santiago. Phenomenal on stage, incredible story, powerful training, absolutely killed it. And with the way things work out and improvising, a huge shout out as well to our Vice President, Mr. Rob Santiago, our official R&R club. Like, aren't we so lucky as a team to have the two of them? But really with him having stepped up and being able to cover our Senior Vice President, Xavier Marrero's training session for not being able to assist. I know, I can only imagine how Xavier felt, you know, where it comes to pretty much watching someone that you witnessed grow on this journey. And you probably felt like that was his son taking the stage. And I mean that in all forms of endearment. Wow, Rob, wow. You didn't skip a beat. So I know it was thrown on you last minute. And I remember you commented that to me real quick. But just like we see Xavier's big, huge, pearly white smile right now on the stage, I know so many of us, I'm sure Raisa, all of us around you to have witnessed your entire journey so far, we're just, I mean, glowing for you from the inside out. So for sure, Rob, a huge shout out to you. You both definitely represented for the team incredibly well, did an excellent training on the stage. And we thank you for that, definitely recognizing you for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get myself out of the way for our training session this evening. I know what's in store. I think it has been incredible to witness this whole entire experience, not only with this opportunity, but just to see what this does in the lives of other people. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for this gentleman. I know Relentless wouldn't even exist. For me, when I think about the word relentless, I think that he's the embodiment of this, because when we first got started, webinars like this didn't even happen. We really didn't have the tools that we all now have access to. And to me, that just shows someone that's determined to really make things happen. He has been a man that has done what he has said he's going to do. And I can truly wholeheartedly say, I would trust the steps that he makes, and I'm honored to be partnered with him. I've witnessed where he was at his high and peak in life prior to anything involved in this industry, but he had a mission. He always had a plan. He's always thinking about what he could do and how many other people he could bless with him. It was never just about him, I promise. Now, with having witnessed his downfall, with having lost anything and everything that he had worked and strived so hard for, to be found homeless again with a 12-year-old son, having to rely on his family who he adores, knowing that they came through, but that now he's been able to build up a life and a legacy where he's the one that's able to come through for all of them. He's an exemplary father. I think that he really stands behind what he says he's going to do, but he's also achieved a great deal of success because of his passion and dedication and the mindset of knowing that he really wants to make an impact in the lives of others. Like I said, I thank him eternally for welcoming me onto this journey. I'm blessed and privileged and honored to consider him not only a friend, I feel like he's a brother from another mother, but I do see his amazing smile on the screen, y'all. Please give all of your undivided attention to none other than our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero, as he gives us a peek of his view from his incredible 2-story penthouse based in downtown Tampa, because that is how badly he's killing the game. Please, Xavier, if you can hear me, go ahead and take it away, boss man. We're ready.
Yes, Mark. Can you hear and see me?
Loud and clear. You got it.
Perfect. Relentless, what's going on? You guys already know. Unmute your line. Let me hear some excitement. Turn your cameras on, unless you're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
What's
going on, Ed?
Let's see you guys, man.
Let's get it. My brother.
X, you're muted. You are, but I'm gonna steal the mic real quick. There was one other shout out I wanted to give. Bruno, Florida, one of our vice presidents, was literally recognized on stage for having 41 attendees at the event this weekend. I heard it from Alfred Nixon himself. So huge shout out to Bruno, always killing it, topping the charts week after week. And then also bringing around some of his agents we were able to actually build with and grow and experience the weekend with. So Definitely well deserved, but take it away, X. I think you're good now.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm glad I was muted because he definitely needed that recognition. Guys, that is huge. It's funny that Myra just mentioned that because today, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Guys, just understand this. Well, first of all, let me kind of backtrack, right? Welcome if you're a brand new agent, right? Welcome to Team Relentless. As you can see, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of hype. Sometimes we just going. So welcome to the team. As you can see, we're very family oriented. It's about principles and morals. The money just comes later, right? To me, that's what long-term longevity is all about, right? How do we stay as a family? How do we grow? How do we empower each other? And how do we actually become each other's crutches, making sure that no one falls, right? So that's exactly what this team is all about. That's what we stand for. That is the meaning of Relentless. We don't stop no matter what, by all means necessary. I just had a conversation with Myra right before this, and I was telling Myra, what is the goal for this year? You know, what is it that I feel is my responsibility as a leader to make sure that everyone is good, to make sure that everyone is winning, to make sure that everyone that really wants it is actually getting paid, right? So you guys are going to see, you know, there's going to be some amazing things that's going to happen. And honestly, to become part of that, it's going to be almost an elite team, right? It's going to be more like, okay, guys, we have this great vehicle right here, and it's making us a great amount of income for a lot of us. You know, if you haven't reached that yet, trust me, keep working, stay focused. You will get that. Rob can tell you. Rob is probably the best testimony to tell you about that, right? So just continue to work, continue to stay focused. And what's going to happen is other doors are going to open, right? The reason why is because I want to show people how to really build a portfolio, not just be a network marketer, but how do you be an entrepreneur? How do you become a business owner? How do you become an investor? Because the goal is not to only have one vehicle income, but have multiple vehicles of income, but not let it interfere with each other. Does that make sense? Are you guys, is that something you guys want? Is that something you guys need?
Definitely.
I need that in my life. I need that. You know, I tell people all the time, right? As a leader, it's not about a title. I don't care about the leader title. What I care about is the responsibilities that come with that title, right? So our job as leaders is to constantly just go out there and like the leader of the pack, of the wolf pack, right? That wolf is the first one to go ahead, first of all, clear out the snow. He's the strongest one. He's the bravest one. He's the leader. He's going to clear out that snow so that everyone behind him is going to be a lot easier to walk that same path that he just created. Another thing, he's the first one who's going to turn that corner blindly, not knowing what's there, but knowing by all means necessary, he's going to protect that pack. It's the exact same thing as a leader. And if you have that in your heart and you really feel that, I'm telling you, you'll reach greatness. I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, people don't care how much you know. They want to know that you care. Period. I can have all the knowledge. I could be a David Marquez times 10 and have all this wisdom. But if I don't care, it doesn't matter to y'all. But I can have half of the knowledge and really care about you guys and still be able to empower you guys and still be able to get you to the next level. And then what happens? Now everybody just starts empowering each other. Guys, because I have a higher title doesn't mean that I'm always going to be right. Doesn't mean that I'm always going to be the person that has to call the shots. You know how much I have learned from Rob, how much I learned from Reza, how much I've done learned from Myra, how much I've done learned from Arnold, how much I've learned from Bruno, Bianca. Guys, it doesn't matter your title. Stay forever a student. Make sure that you have the mindset where it's like, it's all about everyone winning, not just you as an individual winning, right? Is that fair enough? Are we all on the same page? Are you part of that relentless culture? If you are, type of number one. Type of number one, if you know for a fact you're part of that culture. Like X, I stand for that. What you saying, that's how I feel. That's how I think. That's what I'm going to do, and that is what I am doing. Look at that. Boom. Woo. It's a lot of ones in there. Oh, I love this. I love this, man. So guys, look, so today what we're going to talk about is actually promoting the next event. Guys, if you understand this business, events are actually like the key to success. It doesn't matter about the skills. Yes, always work on your skills. But I can tell you this, if you master this one skill just to be the best promoter, not only can you be a six-figure earner, but you can also be a seven-figure earner. Because the only difference between a six-figure earner and a seven-figure earner is that the six-figure earner only promotes 2 to 3 events a year. A seven-figure earner promotes 4 to 8 events a year. It's the only difference. So we can all agree that at the end of the day, this is a skill that we definitely want to master. And then if you master the skill by just promoting to that next event, just promoting to that next PBR, promoting to that next meeting, then guess what? Now you're working smarter, not harder. Because when they get to the next meeting or they get to this next event, you're not doing the work. They already got the percenters. They already got the trainers. So when we want to talk about working smarter, not harder, this is what it is. When people say, Xavier, what is your secret? How is it that you hit vice president in 9 months? How is it that you made $157,000 your first year? You know what it was? I was promoting events like crazy. I was showing and telling people the value of why they should be at this next event. And I'll tell you why. Because for a whole year, I was part of this company. I didn't do nothing. A lot of people don't know that. I was part of this company for an entire year. I didn't do nothing. But then Alfred Nixon called me one day. He's like, Xavier, we have a training going on in Atlanta, Georgia. I need you to show up. So Alfred, I don't know, bro. To be honest with you, I'm not pushing the business. Like, I got other stuff going on. He didn't know at that time I just became homeless. I'm broke, so I can't really go to this training. But see, God works in a mysterious way. Can we all agree God is good? Because what ended up happening is without telling him, he goes, Xavier, you know what? I'm gonna buy you a ticket. And these tickets are $550 for this event. You better be there. I said, Alfred, man, look, if you're gonna buy me a ticket that's $550, I'll be there. Guys, I got in a car with one of my homeboys that we didn't even know if we was gonna make it there or not. We made it. But because I made it to that event increased my belief. That event increased everything that I needed to, the vision. It increased the relationships. I seen what the company was going to do. I see the vision that they were painting. And once that happened, we went and created history after that. We dominated. We done took over the whole Tampa market. Yo, you come out here to Tampa and you mention UWE, best believe Relentless is getting brought up. If you enroll in Tampa, there's a 90% chance you're enrolling under us. All that because I just went to events and I learned how to promote events. Because when I seen what it did for me, I said, if that event did that for me, all I have to do is get everybody else to come to the event and they're going to get the same feeling. They're going to see the same vision. They're going to get the same energy. Everybody's going to be on the same page with the same mission and the same vision. That's when powerful things happen. So very, very important. So let's just get to training because, you know, sometimes I get super hyped and I'll be in here just all day talking to y'all, right? But I love y'all, most of y'all, right? So let's go ahead and do this. Nope, that's not the one I want. Boom. Maya, are we good? Can you see that?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So today, again, we're going to talk about promoting events. Why is it so important? How do you do it? And what is the final results, right? So as you can see, events will do for you more than, oh, snap. I'm sorry. My fault. My laptop almost fell. All right. So events will do for you more than you can do for yourself. This is why I was telling you earlier, guys, look, sometimes some of us don't have that skill that we can just go ahead and paint that vision. We can go ahead and just show that, hey, this is where we're headed and this is what we're going to do. And these are the tools that are available, right? Guys, if you sit here and you actually take these people, any of your agents, your potential to any event, trust me, it's going to do a lot more for you, right? So just keep that in mind because, again, we want to talk about working harder and working smarter and not harder. Now, as you can see here, when we talk about an event, what is an event? What is an event? At the end of the day, anything that's bigger than an event, like, look, event is very simple. And this is why I love it, because this is how I personally see it. It's event elevates vision and eliminates negative thoughts. Let's all be real, guys. We're in this business together, and sometimes it can be discouraging. Sometimes things can happen and you're like, man, why is this happening? Or why is my business not growing? Or why is it that I feel that I'm not going anywhere? Guys, when you come to these events, like I told you, you're definitely going to elevate. You're definitely going to have the bigger vision, and you're definitely going to start knocking out any negative thoughts. And if you guys can just go ahead and type in number one and say, you know what, Xavier, just last week, I kind of felt that way. And I went to the Super Saturday, and you're right. I did elevate. You're right. I did see the bigger vision. And you're right. I did eliminate negative thoughts. Type in number one, even though I can't see it. I'm pretty sure Marrero probably can. But I want to see if this is true, right? Let me know if this really does happen when you show up an event, because I know it does, but I want to see if other people feel the same way, right? So what events do when it comes to promoting, right? What do you do? Guys, look, we have so many different types when it comes to promoting. You could do the Zoom presentations. We have 3 ways. We have leadership trainings. We have live calls. We have regional training. We have national training as well. So what are the phases of the events, right? Before the event, promoting the event, during the event, and after the event. Guys, these 4 steps are all very important, and people don't understand that. And then sometimes people are like, hey, Xavier, but I'm trying to get people to this event, but they're not showing up. The reason why is because you're probably not doing the best thing before the event, or even properly promoting the event. Right? So how are you able to do that? Well, before the event, what you want to do is you want to identify the next event. Marrero just told you some of the next events. The biggest one right now that we're actually going to go ahead and pack out, right? It's going to be the convention. That's going to be the biggest event, the next biggest event. But guys, keep in mind, we don't want to just talk about that, but we want to talk about Thursday, right? If you're local to Tampa, you already know Thursday, we got a huge event. That's game day. Right? But what you want to do is you want to create an attendance goal. We tell people all the time, you can never hit a target you can't see. Write down a goal. But understand, when you're writing down this goal, you're going to see later on, not everybody that tells you they're going to come, that they're coming, is going to show up. So you want to make sure you create that goal, right? And then also create an attendance goal for your team. So if you're a brand new agent, obviously you just go ahead and focus on yourself. But if you already have a team, that means just even one agent in your organization, go ahead and set up a goal with them as well. Now, the goal is to book as many PBRs, Zoom exposures, right, to lead up to these events. So for example, Monday night, we have Black Rock, which our Executive Vice President, David Marquez, is hosting. You should definitely be promoting for that event. You should definitely get people to that event. Tuesday nights in Orlando area, I have Lemuel actually doing that. Exact same thing, PBR, presentation style. Make sure you're promoted to that, because again, it doesn't matter where you're located. With today's technology, you can reach any city that you want to. So now what you're doing is you're going to go ahead and expose them to that actual training, that actual presentation. So make sure, and then Wednesdays, we have our Vice President, Dr. Arnold Bogarty, who's actually doing it. And I'm not sure if he's still doing it, because I know, there's a couple of things that came up. But regardless, my whole point is this. We have so many events happening in person, through Zoom, through the webinars, that you can leverage all of these to actually go ahead and continue to promote and invite to the next event. Now, promoting events creates value and a fear of loss. Get people to do anything. Events makes everything happen. So how do you promote? Very easy. Marrero already showed us she is the best. You got to edify your leader. See, people need to understand why they need to take time out of their busy day and go to the event, and who's going to be there. See, at the end of the day, I can't say, hey, Marrero, look, I got this event coming up. I think you should show up. But if I'm like, hey, Marrero, check this out. Man, I got a good friend of mine. He's actually a vice president, soon to be a regional vice president named Rob. I seen this man like grind, become a multiple six-figure earner. Man, I'm talking about this guy has helped so many people that the company actually gave him a brand new vehicle, a Mercedes on top of that. This man has helped so many people not only restore their credit, but actually walk away from corporate America. I respect him because not only is he a great father, but he's also a great husband and an amazing leader on top of that. You need to come meet Rob. See, now Mara's like, whoa, hold on. Who's this guy? Right? But the first time I invited Mara, it's just more like, yeah, Mara, I think you should come. And then look, guys, you can leverage this because as leaders, we're eating up the costs. As leaders, we're invested in your business because let them know, hey, look, it costs to get in, but it's free if you're on my guest list. See, you got to add value. I remember at one point, Rob, Vega, and myself, what we did is we printed out these like flyers, right? And the flyers were like shaped just like this, right? And it had our pictures, it had financial like literacy or power credit, I forgot what it was. Then they had a little tear off here and it was $99 value. So what we would do is we're like, yo, look, what are you doing on this day? Because I have an extra ticket that's worth $99. The ticket did say $99, but I can give you this for free if you're going to attend. People are like, oh, for real? Yes. All I need to do, and we'll tear the other half off. I need your name, your number, your email address, and you get to have this $99 ticket. That was it. So then what we would do, man, Rob, you remember that event? We went to St. Pete, never once set up any presentation in St. Petersburg, and we packed out the room. Man, Rob, how many people? 50 to 100?
No, we had 140.
140 people, guys. This is like in the beginning of our career. But you know what it was? Is because Rob was smart enough to say, yo, guys, we already going to let them in for free. Why don't we just add value to it? Well, Rob, how are we going to add value to it? We just put his $99. Damn, Rob, that makes a lot of sense. So now we're going to create the little flyers. We got the little tear off because now when we tear it off, all we're doing is catching your data. Data's worth a lot of money. And now we're following up with you the night before. Hey, real quick, Bob, how you doing, man? I remember I came across you at the mall and I gave you that $99 ticket. You still have that? Yeah, I do. You're gonna show up tomorrow? Because if not, bro, I gotta give it to somebody else. That's it, the fear of loss. Create value and fear of loss, right? So make sure that you use that to your advantage. Get creative, man. And then I always tell people, man, business attire is required. I want people to understand that we're professionals. See, I always tell people, dress the way you want to be addressed. Dress the way you want to be addressed. I'll give you a quick story. Guys, look, obviously I'm very active with my son. So when his school has any activities, I'm gonna be there. It's like how Arnold said, we're like the only fathers and you have all these soccer moms there and they're all looking at you weird because they're like, yo, is this guy a bum? Is he a stay-at-home dad? Right? That's what they think. They don't think like as an entrepreneur or business owner, right? They just think you're a stay-at-home dad. I think they kind of look at me weird. But regardless, my point is this. When I go to that school and I'm dressed like this at an event, everybody treats me completely different. Very respectful, very proper. They speak to me different. They approach me different. They look at me different. But then if I go in there with my streetwear and I got my straight billionaire ballers club and I got some, I don't know, some Jordans on, guys, they do look at me different. They treat me different. A lot of times they even ask my son if I'm his older brother when I'm wearing that type of outfit. So they don't even see me as an adult, as a father. They see me more as a early 20s type of guy, you know what I mean, just looking fresh. So remember, I always tell people and make that known. And, you know, David can tell you, other leaders can tell you, I'm serious about my business. There's standards. I don't let people in. If it's, now don't get me wrong, if it's a PBR, something personal, by all means, let them wear whatever they want to, because again, it's comfortable. But it's going to be a presentation. It's going to be a training. It's going to be something that obviously, you know, requires business attire. then you want to make sure that you tell them that. Don't let them make them feel uncomfortable when they show up. I have so many people that like tell me like, yo, my guests left because they didn't know everybody was dressed up like this. It's like, well, you should have told them. All right. And then another thing, guys, look, these are all things you can use. You know, I will see what I can do to get you in. Right. Also, man, meet the top leaders who's running the state. Again, it's all about edification. Facts tells what stories tell. Facts tell what story sells, right? And then again, this event will change everything for you. And I say that with confidence because that's exactly what it did for me. Now, when event, right, monopolized board game, right? Think of it this way. The person that owns the most real estate on the board makes the most what? Money, right? The person that owns the most real estate, people in the chair, right? This is what we always say, they're the one who makes the most money. So we always tell people, what you want to do is any event that you go to, I always tell Team Relentless, right? Any event we go to, we will have the biggest real estate in that room. Look at Bruno. Again, congratulations to Bruno. Shout out to Bruno because he's leading by example. What did he do? He said, you know what? We're going to South Carolina. I'm going to have the biggest real estate in that room. Now, think about it. Out of everyone that went into that actual training, because Bruno had the most people in that actual event, that group of people is coming back here on fire. Do you not think that out of anyone in that attended that event, Bruno will probably be the person that makes the most money? Of course. He had 40 plus people in that room. He owned most of the real estate. When we go to a convention, when we go to local Super Saturdays, Relentless known, we're going to have the largest event. The biggest real estate. Why? Because once you own the biggest real estate, you make the most money. Tell people that's why we own our own backyard. I need to own the real estate in my backyard. Some of you guys need to do the exact same thing. If you're from a different city, a different state, you can be that pioneer. You can be that person that overrides that real estate. Guys, I mentioned earlier, right now, if you enroll here in Tampa, 90% of the time, you're coming under Relentless. We made it a mission to make sure that we own the most real estate. How do you do that? Invite, 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 invite. That is it. Now, how do you pack out the event? Again, we want to create those goals for the attendance, right? We want to make sure that your team has a goals. And what you want to do is you want to book as many PBRs as possible until that next event. Guys, look, why do you think David has so much growth? You know what I mean? The reason why is because this man is PBR after PBR after PBR after PBR after PBR after PBR event. PBR after PBR, PBR, PBR event. Guys, again, all you have to do is follow. All you have to do is copy the right cat. Be a copycat, copy the right cat. You see what David Marquez is doing. That's exactly what you want to do. And at each event, what you want to do is you want to promote the next event. So just like today, we're letting you what the next up and coming events are coming up, or that are coming up. But it's the exact same thing when we go to a Super Saturday. Or Super Saturday, you already go ahead and say, all right, team, look, on Monday, if you're in Tampa, this is where we need to be at. We need to be at Black Rock. Team, if you're in Orlando, this is where we need to be at on Tuesday. Team, if you're back in Tampa, this is where you need to be at on Wednesday. And then Thursday is game day. Guys, if you do that and you go ahead and fill up your schedule like that, Razor already told you guys, if your actual calendar is blank, so is your paycheck. If your calendar is filled, so is your paycheck. So let's fill out these calendars. Let's go ahead and master just promoting the next event. Let's make sure that we can get our guests to the event. And let's just continue to grow and help more people, right? And again, depending where they're going, confirm with your guests. Make sure that they're going to commit. Make sure that they're going to come up. And the way you can do that, the most effective way, is have someone in your business partner call. Hey, my name is Xavier Marrero. I'm actually calling on behalf of my business partner, Rob Santiago. And he told me that you got one of those tickets that are worth $89. You're coming in for free. We want to make sure that we have a seat for you. If not, we will have to give it to somebody else. Will you be there tomorrow? That's it. Right? And then again, track the numbers of guests at the event based on the guest confirmation. So I always tell people, and again, my leaders know that I'm always looking at the numbers. Like sometimes I'm like, guys, why do we have less people this week than we had the week before? Right? We have to talk about that. We have to know what's going on. We have to see if there's a problem, what is the solution? And if something is working, what is it that is working so we can continue doing that? All right. And look, at the end of the day, using the proper invitation will create value and your guests will show up. Again, do not give them the presentation before the presentation. That's not creating value. Some people are like, hey, you told me to create value. No, that's not creating value. Understand, people always want what they can't have. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. If I see Arnold during the morning and we're going to buy clock in, I'm like, yo, Arnold, oh my God, bro, you don't know what happened to me last night. Bro, it was crazy. And Arnold's like, X, what happened? Bro, man, I'm telling you, like, yo, I can't believe that happened. X, what is it? Yo, Arnold, you know what, bro? Look, we got to clock in, but we can't be late to work. So let's go ahead and clock in. But Arnold, during our lunch break, I promise you, I'm going to tell you. Tell me, someone tell me, what is Arnold going to do on the lunch break as soon as he clock out to go on lunch break? He's going to come looking for me. He's going to come looking for me. Yo, X, yo, what happened last night? Oh, man, bro, look, I got a flat tire. What? All that excitement for that? Guys, you can do the exact same thing over here. You get them excited. The great thing is that when you get them to the event, it's not a flat tire. It's actual value. But again, people always want what they can't have. So make sure that when you're positioning yourself and when you're talking to these people, it's like that. There's excitement, but there's not too much. Don't start bombing at the mouth, just enough to pique their interest so then we can do the rest of the work. So how do you promote, right? We already talked about, you want to edify your speaker, the trainer in the room, right? You want to remember them, their why. So when you're speaking with someone, and when I was speaking with David in the beginning, I would tell David, remember, why are you doing this, bro? We always spoke about, if we were able to do this, we was able to walk away from a job. We're able to create financial freedom. We're able to create time freedom. We're able to provide our family the lifestyle that we feel that they deserve. And we live our life the way we desire on our terms, right? That was our why, right? Why? So I would remind David, remember when we had this conversation? Yo, you're right. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get you in as an agent, not as a customer, right? And in the testimonies, I share Rob's testimony all the time, Arnold's, Bruno's testimony. Everybody should know Bruno's testimony is very valuable. I got Crystal's testimony, Bianca's testimony. There's so many testimonies because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I know more testimonies and more stories than anything else, because when I speak to people, I want them to be able to relate. So now if I have someone that's in the military, I have Arnold that can relate. I got someone that came from the banking or is from New York. I got Rob that can relate. And I got someone that came from a different country and is struggling with speaking English and just feel like they might not be able to be successful. I bring Bruno in. I have someone that knows about the actual industry and that asks me certain questions. I bring David in. See, guys, I'm not afraid or I'm not scared to admit that I'm not always going to be the best person for the job. I'm okay leaving my ego at the door and saying, you know what? Maybe somebody else is better than me in this area, or maybe in this situation, this other person can do more than I can. So just understand, guys, leave your ego at the door and leverage other people. You don't have to be Mr. Percenter or Mrs. Percenter. You don't have to be Mr. UWE or Mrs. UWE. All you got to do is be a player in the team and just play your role. So another thing, guys, look, we want to make sure we have flyers. I'll be honest with you, Rob can tell you this. In the beginning, I used to hate flyers. Why? Because we built vice president titles with no flyers, ever. We packed out rooms with no flyers, ever. But what we have noticed, yes, with flyers and promotional videos, there is a better outcome. At the end of the day, there is more people that's going to show up. But the reason I threw that in there, because sometimes we have agents like, Well, I didn't invite because I never got a flyer. I think the flyer, to me, doesn't do as much justice as me calling Rob on a personal note and telling Rob that I personally want him there because I want him to be one of my guests. Versus I'm gonna send him a flyer. It's like, okay, cool, X, how many people do you send this flyer to? So just understand that. And then be non-negotiable. We say that all the time. Events are non-negotiable. Guys, look, you came in this business for yourself, right? But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that there is certain, how would I say this? When you have a job with certain responsibilities, it's no matter what, they say it's overtime, mandatory overtime, you got to do mandatory overtime. The way I see it in this business, there is non-negotiables. The event is non-negotiable. You really want to grow? You really want to get to the next level? You really want to help your team get promoted? Then it's definitely going to be events. Remember, what events can do for you, you can't do for yourself. And sometimes what events can do for your team, you can't do for your team. So just keep that in mind, right? And then after the event, if you're comfortable closing, begin the closing. But if not, then you want to bring a leader, right? You want to go ahead and bring that other person. You want to do the edify. You want to make sure that at the end of the day, you're not going to burn through your leads. Because see, when I first got started, first of all, I didn't have a mentorship. And then I came in almost with an ego, like, man, I've done made 6 figures in corporate America doing sales. I could come over here and do the exact same thing. But in the beginning, Rob will tell you, I was burning through a lot of leads. I was on phone calls for like 30, 40 minutes with customers, 30 or 40 minutes with agents. And at the end, they're not even enrolled. So what did I learn? I learned to get myself out the way. I learned to say, you know what? I kind of suck at closing in this business right now. Let me leverage other people. And then when Rob came into business, Rob felt very comfortable closing, and he was closing all his deals to the point where he's like, yo, X, I'm gonna use you on a 3-way. I said, no, you're not. I said, Rob, you don't even have the right to call me for me to do any of your 3-ways. He's like, X, how? I'm like, bro, you're closing every single deal. Why would you bring someone to me when you could close them yourself? But see, he was comfortable closing. So from the beginning, he was just closing left to right. In the beginning, I was vice versa. I was burning through my whole leads. So we learned. Okay, we learned. All right, look, we want to make sure if you're comfortable closing, go ahead and do your thing. But numbers don't lie. So after the 4th or 5th one, if you haven't closed that, you want to get somebody else involved. Get someone that's a little bit more seasoned. And just learn from them. Right? I'm telling you, I used to hear Tony Perez. I used to hear Alfred Nixon. I used to hear Bobby Kim, right? And I would just study them. And then I felt comfortable closing. So once I felt comfortable, then when we started closing a lot of deals. But before that, get yourself out the way. Allow somebody else to close that deal for you. Also, what you want to do, guys, look, even with your PBRs, track the numbers and review, right? As leaders, what we do is we have the meeting after the meeting. What went well and what can we do to improve? See, today we want to be good, but tomorrow we want to be great. So what can we do to constantly keep growing? As a leader, you must have that mindset of consistent. It can be whatever, but you have to, how you can increase the head counts. So if we constantly get in 10, 50, right? Like for example, our number is constantly around 50 here in Tampa every Thursday. So now our conversation as leaders and as agents, business partners, how can we increase the count for the next event? Guys, look, my leaders know this, and I'll say this in a very respectful, transparent way. A couple of weeks ago, I was very unhappy. Probably the best way I could put that. Yeah, we're going to put it that way. I was very unhappy. And I was telling my leaders, how is it that we increase in numbers, but then we're decreasing the numbers, right? But then what we had to do, we had to sit down, put our heads down, and just analyze the whole picture. Okay, when we had these many attendees, we did this. But when we had less attendees, these are the activities that we did. So obviously we need to focus on the activities that we did over here to get more attendees in versus the activities that we did over here because they didn't get that many people in. So with you, you want to track your numbers. Look, when it comes to business, you should know all your numbers. I told you guys during the morning grind before, yo, you need to know how many people you're exposing to every single day, how many people you're closing every single day. And that's for agents and for customers. And you need to know how many follow-ups you're doing every single day. You need to have those numbers, right? And then you got to know how many PBRs you're doing, because then at the end of the day, now you can see, okay, I'm good at introducing and exposing because I'm doing 10 to 100 a day, right? But then when it comes to PBRs, I'm not doing that good on PBRs because I'm only doing like 1 or twice a week. But then when it comes to how many agents I've done closed, I did get about 5 agents this week. And in customers, I did get about 10 this week. So obviously you're exposing in the right way and you're still getting these enrollments, but you need to improve on inviting to these PBRs. So when you start looking at these numbers, it makes sense. So here, it's the exact same thing. How many people are you really inviting? How many are really showing up? And how many are really getting enrolled? And is that number increasing or decreasing? So again, that's something that you definitely want to know when it comes to actual inviting for the actual, for these events. Very, very, very important for you to know that at the end of the day, without these events, the team is not going to grow. The belief is not going to grow. The vision is not going to grow, right? The belief is not going to grow. Guys, when you go to these events, it's just a belief level on the company grows, on the services it grows, on the team it grows, and more importantly, in yourself. Every single one of these events, it doesn't matter the amount of success that we have reached. Every single time we go to this event, we all come out hyped up, more belief, see the bigger picture, more energy, more momentum. So I tell people all the time, look, you want to hurry up and get to a sales director? Get in a habit of start inviting 10 people every single day. You want to hurry up and get to vice president? Get in a habit of inviting 100 people to your events. Because out of those 100, about 25 are going to show up. About those 25, all you need is 10 of them to hit sales director. There's your $100,000. There you go. And all you need is 3 sales directors. But you need the volume of 100,000. Guys, it's that simple. I remember when we went from VP to EVP, we went from 100,000 to 500,000, from 100,000 to $1 million, $500,000, and we skipped the rank of RVP. It's because the amount of people that was bringing to the event. Again, when you look at the track record, a lot of times we had the largest real estate in the entire actual event. So I hope you guys understand the importance of promoting events. I hope you understand that at the end of the day, it's going to make your job so much easier. And please understand that the difference between a 6-figure earner and a 7-figure earner is just a 7-figure earner has mastered actually promoting way more, and it does promote way more events. That's all it is. All right. So guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and give it back to our executive sales director, Myra. Again, guys, thank you. Let's go ahead. Let's kill it. We still got another week to just master this, dominate it. And at the end of the day, guys, I'll see you guys at the top.
Thank you so much, Xavier, for that amazing training. Team, let's light it up, celebrating him, dropping those gems, giving us the cheat sheet, right? Giving us the way to actually win big at this. Thank you so much. He's definitely an example of someone who has created a level of success that doesn't have to include us at this point. But I know that genuinely from his heart, he's here to serve. He's totally here to make an impact in the lives of others. And again, thank you, Xavier. I can't thank you enough, Xavier, for real. It's from the heart, it's real. And I know the whole team appreciates you. And back to mentioning events as well. As confirmation, each and every Wednesday, we do meet at Glory Days. It is in the Carrollwood area. For those of you here in Tampa or the surrounding area, invite. Definitely get them there. You've got all the skill set tonight. and I will share the recording of this training. Also, remember, Monday through Friday, we have our core rank training sessions happening via Zoom, both in English and Spanish. Huge shout out to the leaders that are on those flyers, making it possible, making it happen. We have groups for each, respective to the language. If you need to be plugged in and connected, get with your upline, get with your mentor, find out where it is, ask, and you shall receive the invite. Definitely being able to plug in and continue to learn and grow. Those recordings are also shared in those groups, again, just so you can catch up and have those sharp skills and continue to grow. So our core rank training sessions are on the band calendar as well. They're going to continue through April 16th. So take full advantage of it. Plug in, get connected. Let's stay winning team. Huge congratulations to all of you. Welcome again to anyone that's new. We will catch you on our very next training session. God bless, and I'll see those who are local in our Tampa area tomorrow at Glory Days, Thursdays at the Embassy Suites, and continuing to pour into one another. So again,
Myra, hold on one. Remember, guys, we still have the company still doing the power of credit presentations too every day, 6 times a day. All right, guys. And so it's at 12 o'clock, I think 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And so you can invite, and you got some of the best presenters in the company doing the presentation for you. All right, guys, so let's leverage that. I've been leveraging that. I'm telling you, that's why I'm on the top 10 list now. People, I wasn't able to present because of my voice. I sent them to that presentation. They hopped on and they got involved, guys. So take advantage of that.
Thank you for that reminder too. Those are on the band as well. It's 1, 3, 6, 8, and 9, Monday through Friday. And a little bit of a variation to that in Spanish, as well as opportunities for Saturday and Sundays too. But God bless everyone. Thank you so much, team. We will catch you at the very next event, and let's continue taking this to the top. Take care, everyone.